we close to them. Yeah. Besides having that, they gonna chip people. They already doing that, and in certain prisons, they already keeping track of their inmates with the chip. And then recently, for sex offenders and pedophiles or people that got in trouble for dealing with children, they're able to come back amongst the public. For them, they talking about getting them chipped. Okay, and certain schools are pushing. They having like a card that has that chip in it. All right, so we're getting very close to this time where this prophecy is going to be fulfilled. Okay, and March 23rd was just the beginning of them starting to systematically destroy the dollar and then to bring this in. All right, it's not out getting pushed on the people or in the front for like right about now, but it's all the legislation and all the technology is set up for them to push it out on the people.
And they already started programming people's minds about commercials. About you see this dude on commercial, he walking around acting like he's stealing something, just grabbing shit. And after he go to the checkout, he just walk by, and the cop walk behind him talking about, excuse me, sir, you forgot your receipt.
It's
Why? He didn't pay for that. He just walked through the scanner thing because the chip was already in his hand. It was placed in his hand, and they pushing about everybody getting using the debit card or the credit card. They don't like you using cash no more. They got pushing commercials on TV about people having cash, and they look at them crazy, pulling out cash.
Yeah, because cash is non-traceable. You can't trace nobody's transactions or their moves if they use cash.
That's another thing. They want to know everything what you're doing, how you spending your money and stuff. The elites, they want to know everything what you're doing. That's why on that chip, it's gonna have your birth record. It's gonna have everything about you, everything how you spend and stuff like that. And they want to tax you with everything. Because if you get paid under the table, they can't tax you with that.
Yeah, because you got a lot of our people that work under the table.
Ain't that the mark of the beast?
Yeah,
that's what I was trying to tell somebody. When is the chip gonna go into effect?
It's already in effect.
It's already in effect, but it's not fully like pushed out where everybody know about it. They systematically.
But it's on Obama healthcare.
It was passed in the law under the Obama healthcare. It's like on page 1,000 something.
Yeah.
It's labeled as a type 2 medical device. Okay. And what they gonna do? Like, have you kept up in the news with what happened over there in Cyprus?
I mean, no, I don't have a TV, but when it come down to Illuminati and all that, I've been studying that for like 3 years.
Okay.
So, but I hadn't heard about that.
Well, in Cyprus, they had some where the government had went into people's banking accounts and was taking their money from their accounts to fund the bailout for their government. And the people was freaking out, and what they did, they shut down the bank so that the people couldn't do a bank run, which basically is what they do with a bank run, which they had this up here in Charlotte, where people will come up to like Bank of America or whatever, trying to close out their account or whatever, and the bank actually don't have their money there. So if enough people go in there and say, "Oh, I want to shut down my my checking and saving account," they don't have the money to give it to every single person. So they will shut it down. They call it a bank holiday because they don't want people to run there and get their money. So what they did when they reopened the banks over there in Cyprus, they put a limit on how much money they can remove, like 300 euros a day and no more than 1,000.
And that's coming to America.
Because I know they're going to take away all money.
Yeah.
And they got concentration camps built all over the place.
She owned it, man.
You know,
sister owned it more than you, brother. You got to step your game.
It's like me and my boyfriend, we been like trying to decide because he get disability. And I know if he don't take that children, he not going to get his money because all the money going to be gone. So we trying to figure out now how the hell we going to survive without, because we're not going to be able to buy food. We're not going to be able to. They gonna come in your house.
Yep.
They gonna take away right to bear arms. That's why they did all the shit. They had that happen so that they could pass their law. So we're like, how the hell are we gonna survive?
Well, that's
we gonna do. We trying to store food now, but it's like we can't. If we save money and take it out the bank, we're not gonna be able to use it.
Yeah.
So we're like.
Well, that's where you knowing this truth. Let's get that in Isaiah 33.
Yeah.
Start at verse 5 and read down to 6. Because the important thing is knowing who you are according to the Bible and knowing who the Lord is, because the Lord is the main one that's using all these people, mainly the elites and these other nations, to bring all these things to pass with the collapsing of the dollar, to bring this in. Because this is to try our people. Because you got a lot of our people that know about this, but they say, "No, I ain't gonna take it" or whatever. But like you said, with all those scenarios where they're gonna remove people's guns, they're gonna do away with the cash society and use this. People trying to store food and all that stuff, which they can come take that whenever they bring in martial law, because they had that one of them acts.
Yeah.
So
it's in the Bible. It says, "Out of men's hearts, failing them out of fear."
Out of fear.
Because people gonna be scared to lose things. So we're like,
that's a lack of faith.
We like buy army fatigue stuff and be in the woods, but we need a better.
No, you can't trust
it.
We was like that when we first came to the truth. Like, man, we gotta buy some guns. We gotta store food.
That's what he was saying.
I water.
No.
You gotta put your faith and trust in the Most High.
Yeah.
Because guess what? God fed the children of Israel in Egypt mammoth out of heaven
when they was in the wilderness.
When they was in the wilderness.
Yeah, that's
your
true.
faith got to be on that level. Your man, you tell your man about the Hebrew Israelites.
Yeah, and we be out here on Saturday teaching. We normally be over there across the street from Wells Fargo. All right, but they got something set up.
Yeah, down that way. I'm surprised they don't come mess with y'all.
Well,
very surprised.
They have messed with us by
they know about us
setting up them bike racks. All of a sudden they put bike racks in different places around the city. Those were certain places we used to set up at, and it was another place we used to set up when that place is blocked. They put porta potties in. So in a way, they trying to get us to not be out here, but in an indirect way.
Yeah, just like in the transit now, you can't be the like the security. Yeah. They harass me 4 days in a row about catching a bus, and I was telling my boyfriend that's like a warning sign. Let us know they about to do something. Everybody's getting prepared. That's why they send you in the army and the military. And they got they give you a shot. All these vets are messed up.
Yeah.
This a guy just got out of jail. And he's like, they gave me something in jail, and now I'm saying things like that. Like, he's really spazzing out.
That's against scriptures. You're not supposed to insert anything. You're not supposed to put cuttings in your flesh.
That's why I don't have no tattoos.
Yeah.
That's why.
That's what that word means.
I don't want no tattoos.
It means like tattoos. It's not meaning piercings.
That's why I told him, just the mark is a lot of things. It's, you know what I'm saying? Tattoos, you're not supposed to get them. So, but that's a good thing, y'all out here,
Bring that out. But it's gonna be knowing what the Lord said and trusting in what He said, because when all that happened, the Lord's gonna protect His men, okay, and those that take heed to the scriptures. All right, because that's what this whole thing is about: is to test our people if they really believe in the Heavenly Father, or they just was a bunch of
Because like I told him, the food is not good. That's why people get sick.
We was just talking about this.
Like this soda, I know it's not good, but I'm drinking it. Yeah. Like Pepsi. I showed somebody Pepsi, when you reverse it, it says the next generation is dead. And they freaked out like, oh my God.
They got baby cells in Pepsi and stuff like that.
Yeah, they use aborted cells for flavors. For flavoring in certain drinks and then even in Starbucks.
Yeah, I told him everything the government said is bad is really good, really.
Yeah, that's why we said America is wicked. In the Bible. What that mean?
They want to destroy everybody.
They told you your program too is bad is really good. Yep. Like somebody told me, I don't know if y'all believe this, but pork is actually used to clean you out. That's what somebody said. They tell you not to eat pork, but they say that pork, it really kind of brings out the toxins.
That's a lie. They push out disinformation. The scriptures say not to eat swine because it's unclean unto you.
That's true. That is true.
This is Isaiah.
And it's proven that swine has parasites in it. It gets into your mind, it gets into your brain, it gets into your stomach. Fasting and taking herbs, and the parasites come out your ass.
A lot of stuff, even
they
like
come out your ears too.
Colors, like certain colors, like you ride by McDonald's, you might be full, but if you see a McDonald's or Burger King sign, you instantly get hungry.
Yeah, they
the
know.
colors
red,
grab
yellow.
your attention and make you want to eat, make you want to spend money.
Yeah, this
it's mind control.
This so-called white man he know all the. It tells you in the scriptures that he's wiser than Daniel. Yeah. Daniel was the wise man, and he's wiser than Daniel, so he know everything to fuck up your mind mentally,
Yeah.
and physically and all that. That's why you gotta have your faith in the Most High.
This